Hey everyone, CTNtechnologynews here, and today I'm looking at HDMI 2.0, an upgrade to the video audio transfer system from before. Do you need to upgrade to this newer version? Will your cables all still work? What does this mean for the future of HDMI and TVs? Answers for all these questions are later on in this video, so keep watching to find out. Now first, here's where we are now. The until now most recent version of the HDMI specification was version 1.4, and it specified a number of things like a 4096 by 2160 pixel resolution up to 24 frames per second, or 3820 by 2160 up to 30 frames per second. If you've bought any gear with an HDMI connector in the past 2 years, it's probably version 1.4. Now with the TV industry moving inexorably towards Ultra HD 4K, it was clear there needed to be more bandwidth in the connection to handle the future's higher resolutions and frame rates. On this front, HDMI 2.0 delivers, supporting 4K up to 60 frames per second. This allows for full resolution 4K 3D along with higher frame rate 2D content. Now the most important thing to understand about HDMI 2.0 is the increase of the size of the pipe transmitting data from the source, like a future native 4K Blu-Ray player or PC, to display. This makes possible the increased frame rates at higher resolutions, and it also allows even more interesting lower resolution images. For example, HDMI 2.0 supports dual video streams, so you can get 2 full HD shows on the same screen at the same time. Now there's some confusion right now as to whether HDMI 1.4 products can be upgraded via a simple downloaded firmware update. Sony is saying its products can do this, but HDMI.org says that's not universal. From HDMI.org, currently there are no provisions from doing a 1x to 2.0 upgrade. Because of the enhanced feature set, any such conversion would require hardware and or firmware upgrades. If there are such conversions, it would come from the manufacturer. Please check with them directly. Now, since the specification and bandwidth are based more on the HDMI hardware chips inside the products, getting these chips to do more than they were initially designed to do seems a challenge, and that's likely why HDMI licensing is hedging. Since there's a lot to this, I may be doing another video following this up with even more information about HDMI 2.0 and whether it can upgrade, but in the meantime, basically you should stick with checking with your manufacturer to see if it will upgrade. Now, and one thing that you're probably wanting to know is, will you need a new cable? Well, the answer to that is probably no. The exact quote from HDMI.org says, "Version 2.0 of the HDMI specification does not define new cables or new connectors. Current high-speed cables, Category 2 cables, are capable of carrying the increased bandwidth. Emphasis on HDMI 2.0, which is backwards compatible with earlier versions of the HDMI specifications." Now, version 2.0 is entirely a hardware change, it's not a cable change, so you can expect cable manufacturers to proclaim that you need expensive new version 2.0 cables, but that is not true. Now, when would you expect to see HDMI 2.0 products? Well, not until 2014, at least not in a serious way. The spec comes first, and the chip makers design and build the chips. Then TV, then Blu-ray and receiver manufacturers build these chips into TVs. And in reality, you really don't need to worry about upgrading to HDMI 2.0 for quite a while. If in a few years you buy a 4K OLED TV and want to send it 2160 60p from your 4K Blu-ray player, then yes, you'll need to upgrade your receiver to one that can pass HDMI 2.0. But for the present, don't worry about it. So the bottom line is, despite HDMI 2.0 having increased frame rates, multiple video streams, and it being backwards compatible, you will not need any new cables. If you have a question about HDMI 2.0, be sure to let me know in the comments below, and I'll try my best to answer it. Also, please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video or thought that it was helpful. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.